Hello, everybody. I'm Greg Jarrett, and welcome to this hour of America's Election Headquarters.
A Veterans Affairs Department program that pays veterinary bills for service dogs.
Right. And it's used by veterans, but now this program is sort of facing some pretty serious questions. Indeed, the effectiveness of the program and the service dogs helping with post-traumatic stress disorder. It's actually never been proven, very difficult to prove. So the department is conducting this $12 million study to see how much they do help. Only about 50 dogs have actually been placed with veterans suffering PTSD.
Yeah, around 15% of Vietnam War veterans reported the condition, in fact, 12% of Gulf War veterans, and nearly 14% of Operation Iraqi Freedom veterans. Dr. Ernest Patti is the senior attending physician of emergency medicine at St. Barnabas Hospital and joins me now. Do you see any problem with using these dogs, these service dogs, to help people with PTSD? I mean, dogs are used to help sick patients. But PTSD, is this addressing the matter, or is it sort of curbing the problem?
That's the controversy here today. You know, the dogs offer comfort, security, and companionship to the veterans. And, you know, a lot of these folks, they suffer tremendously, especially if they've been in combat. One of the topics that was brought up, though, the issues really that are important, is they're concerned that maybe the dog's behavior is carrying on some of these battlefield scars, so to speak. And what do I mean by that? They use the dogs for protection. So when they walk into, say, you know, a 7-Eleven, the dog will actually scan for threats. Now, you wouldn't want them to be that hypervigilant here in the U.S., but some, you know, people have said, this may not be such a great idea because it prolongs that battlefield mentality.
Yeah.
Just the thought.
So actually it would reinforce the paranoia and not really treat the root cause of the PTSD, is that it?
That's what they're saying. You know, normally the traditional therapies like cognitive therapy, psychoanalysis, analysis, things like this are not being used in lieu of the dogs as a substitute. Right. And many of these soldiers have said they feel much better since they've had the dogs. But like you say, is it actually carrying on the paranoia?
Yeah, but some of these veterans suffer so severely from PTSD that they become actually agoraphobic. Oh, they can't leave their homes. They're so fearful. So sort of a two-part question. Does the dog ease that fear so that they can actually get out and participate in society? And second of all, these vets tend to be hyper-vigilant. With the dog being vigilant, does that ease the vigilance?
Some of the veterans have said, with the dog around, their level of alertness, say, or their readiness has decreased. So that may help. But one of the things that, you know, is concerning is, you know, you have to look at, does the veteran have a strong family support? You know, and family and friends, do they have a strong network of support? That may actually improve their ability to, you know, recover after post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, because, you know, re-emerging yourself into society as you come back from war, that is extremely difficult, especially when you're suffering with such traumatic stress issues. Does the dog almost set you back in a way? Because you're leaning on a dog, which, of course, we all know, if we've owned pets, are lovable, reliable, and committed companions, but we need to be able to lean on humans. And if you can't lean on a human, or you can't re-enter society and interact with humans, what kind of life do you have?
That's a big important topic, and that's why I brought up, if they have the strong family and friend network, that may actually help them assimilate even quicker in lieu of using the pets or the dogs. You're right. And some of the dogs have actually been implicated in, you know, maybe biting folks out in the public, you know, and that brought up just one extra layer that you have to be careful
Aggressive behavior that's actually taught by the vet who suffers PTSD to the dog. People could be injured. There was a study by Kaiser Permanente. They found that veterans with animals actually had better mental health, less substance abuse, and better personal relationships. Can that really be proven that it was because of the dogs, or might it just be a coincidence?
Well, that's the $6 million question, I imagine, right? It probably has a little bit to do with that, but I don't know if they can actually prove that. You know, it's all individual
Too many variables.
Definitely too many variables. It all depends on the individual veteran that we're talking about as well. Some of them have a tremendous reserve and can come back after these horrible, traumatic, you know, things that they've witnessed in battlefield. Others may not.
Yeah.
Sad. All right.
It is.
Dr. Ernest Patti, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.